Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel. We're just here to do another day of get up, you look good, you feel good, you do good. And the past couple of months, it just has not been my day or week or month. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff, and so we're just gonna keep trying to get ourselves in the habit of just like presenting ourselves and getting ourselves together to look presentable while I talk about things that are on my mind and basically give my opinion. So, the thing I want to talk about today, kind of a little bit different than what I usually talk about, but I have I have two daughters that I am raising, and so this particular subject is kind of just eye-opening to me in terms of like where we are in the world. So Brittany Renner is I think she's an Instagram model. I think she's an Instagram influencer, and she basically is just like really well known for being really pretty. She's a stunning woman. But in terms of like her attributes and like who she, shows herself to be to the world and who she, I guess, projects herself to be to the world, she's really, I guess, promiscuous. Maybe that's the wrong word. She's really like embracing her like liberation or sexual liberation or femininity. I don't want to call the woman a whore because she has her free will to do whatever she wants with her vagina. That's between her and the good Lord, and she has chosen to use that to make money. She's chosen to use that to date around different types of people, particularly those with a lot more money. And that's who she is. She became, I guess, famous on the social media platforms based on her looks. Like I said before, she's really, really pretty. But she also is just, for lack of a better word, she's just interested in having sex with men and basically doing what she can to get money out of them. And so it's interesting because she was on her videos been making the rounds on social media about this interview that she had with this guy named Charleston White, who's on in the YouTube spaces. And it was really sad, to say the least. It was really sad. The video, she's clearly she's clearly on something. She's struggling emotionally, and I'm not here to drag the woman because she's been dragged all over the internet. But I guess she was dealing with some emotional issues because the last guy that she was in a relationship with was an NBA player, and she ended up getting pregnant by him, which there are claims that she did that on purpose because he, was in the NBA, and she, wanted to use that as her, I guess, come up. And she got pregnant by him, thinking that this was going to keep him, and it didn't. He left her, and now he is engaged to, I guess, the woman that he truly loves, and she's just stuck kind of with a baby and kind of left wondering, where all things went wrong. Anyway, she was on this podcast with Charleston White, just talking about, her being a new mom and the fact that like she's in real time watching this woman get engaged to this man that she had a baby by, and how she feels about it. And it was really sad, like I said, to watch, because like I said, she looked like she's clearly on something, but more than that, the way she was acting is just this is the type of things that we promote. These are the type of women that we promote and that we push to the top of the entertainment industry is like worthy of, I guess, role models. And this is what we want to see, and this is what's being targeted and directed towards just this generation. Like, this is feminism, this is sexual liberation, this is what we've fought for as women to be, is to, go online and cuss and speak horrible things and be there with hardly any clothes on and be disrespectful and say vulgar things that come out of our mouth. Like, this is what this generation like claims is like the best of the best. Like, this is what women are trying to aspire to, this generation. And I feel really, first of all, like I said, she seemed like she was on something, but Brittany Renner has been just like thrown through just like man after man after man after man, and she's been celebrated by it. And now that she finally is in a situation where I guess she lost, she's having to come to terms with the fact that, everything that she thought she was and who she's been portrayed all over the internet to be, it's not helping her secure what she really, really wants, which is a steady relationship and the father of her child to really just want to be with her, which he does not. And I feel bad when I see stuff like that, because I look at this generation and I look at the women that are coming up and the women that are behind me, and the role models, like I said, that are being pushed to the forefront of who women should be celebrating. It's women who are going off and being promiscuous, going off and wearing no clothes, going off and, portraying to the world that they have no home training. These are the role models. These are what people want to be. Like, these are the Instagram influencers. And it's not just like Brittany Renner, like the Sukiyanas of the world, the Sexy Reds of the world. Like, I know Sukiyana and Sexy Red are like in the entertainment lane. I think Sexy Red's like a rapper or something like that. But you have like 8, 9, 10-year-olds able to like quote Sexy Red and her vulgar, disgusting, bottom of the barrel music, which I think it's disrespectful to even call what she says music, because it's not music. It's just absolute steady streams of trash regurgitated out of her mouth. That's what it is. It's not even music. But this is what's being promoted, and this is what like society is telling women, like, this is who you should want to be like. And like I said, 8, 9, 10-year-olds are being able to quote her songs, Sexy Red songs. Like, what are you doing? Being able to say word for word what this woman is singing about. And then, you have Brittany Renner being, positioned all over the internet. And people know who, if you are in the social media space, you know who Brittany Renner is. And it's just like, it's absolute garbage, and it's trash what's being promoted. And it just seems to be like, that's just what is okay. And I don't listen to rap music anymore. I don't really listen to R&B music anymore. My babies are really little, so it's kind of basically what Disney soundtrack is out. Right now we're doing Frozen and Encanto, and that's basically it. But like, even just like for me on a personal side, like the industry has just, in my personal opinion, I don't relate to any of the music that has come out in the last like 10 years. I'd say specifically, And I'm not trying to act like I'm better than anybody else, but it's just like I'm really listening to the words and the music and the ideologies, in my opinion, that are being presented through all of this music. And I look at my girls and I'm like, is this I'm their first example. Is this what I want them to emulate? Me? Like, is this how I want them to see me and see what I like? And I understand that there's a different world between adults and children. There are things that, like, as an adult, they can make their own minds up about what they like. But I am just so ashamed and I'm just so sorry that, like, these are the type of women that are being, like, pushed to the forefront and being told, this is what feminism is, this is what liberation is, this is what, you know, our ancestors fought for, so our women can, you know, basically act like this and be praised for it. The interview with Brittany Renner and Charleston White, the reason why I'm not dragging up here is because, like I said, it really hurt me for just women in general. It really hurt me for her. This woman has a baby, and she's on here acting like this. She has a son, and this woman is on here acting like this. It doesn't even seem like she really wanted a son to be a mother. It seemed like she wanted a son because she felt like that was her only way to be able to keep this man in her life. And so you look at Brittany Renner and you're like, okay, well, based on her actions, it doesn't seem like she's had very much home training. She grew up, but there's a difference between growing up and being raised and being parented. There's a big difference. She definitely did grow up, but was she parented? Was she raised? And it just doesn't seem like she was. And then you have the fact that she's now brought a baby into this world that it doesn't seem like she wants. And this is how she's acting with a baby. And it's just like the cycle is going to continue. She doesn't even want the child. She's not going to parent that child. Not really. My hope is that she gets somewhere and moves somewhere and, you know, is able to take what she's learned out of the situation and just kind of go away and just really work on being the best mother she can to her child. But this is how she has made money off of her life for the last decade, is being this over-the-top, over-sexualized, you know, woman. And it doesn't seem like something even as important as parenting is going to make her want to switch up and do something different. But I feel bad for her because she looks so lost. She looks so lost. She looks like she doesn't have a clue about what her next move should be. And have people warranted the right to make fun of her? Sure. I'm not telling people that, you know, you remove the compassion, you remove the sympathy, the empathy, the grace. Yeah. It's just some random person to somebody. She doesn't mean anything to me. So yeah, it could be viewed as funny. But when I look at, like, the representation of what this means to women, to young girls who are watching her, who are trying to emulate the fact that all I gotta do is just strip naked all over the internet and hop around from dude to dude to dude, and finally I'll get a dude that's making enough money to where I don't have to work and I'll have his baby, not because I really want a baby, but because I don't want to have to work. So I'm just gonna sit back and collect a check. I'll just use it as unemployment. And it's so sad. It really is. It really is. She needs therapy. She needs, I don't want to say she needs to be put on something because I'm not a licensed therapist. I don't know anything about, you know, what her diagnosis would be, but it just seems like when you allow this much of yourself to be by choice. Now, no one made her do this, so I'm not saying it's anybody's fault, but when you allow this type of sexual perverse, this sexual depravity in your life, and you are around it and you're in it for so long, and then you wake up realizing that at the end of the day, this isn't truly what you want. Because I truly believe at the end of the day, now that she's getting older, now that she felt like she did the ultimate thing, which was to have a baby by somebody, and it still didn't keep him, when she realizes that all of this is basically for nothing, which is what I think she's realizing in real time, that this wasn't going to keep a man. Having a baby by him wasn't going to keep him. He did go off and find somebody else and put a ring on her finger and doesn't care about you. When, you know, I feel like I said, you've done all this sexual depravity, you've done the worst of the worst, and you're finally getting older and realizing it didn't bring you anything about what you thought it was going to bring to you. I think she's really I think she's struggling mentally. I don't want to say she might be having a mental breakdown. I think she might be having a mental breakdown. I don't necessarily think she's got a mental disorder. I just think she's recognizing, just in front of everybody, in front of the world, that who she portrayed herself to be and who she, you know, showed herself off to be for the last decade. Yeah, it was cute-ish. It made you money-ish when you were, you know, your young 20s. But now that you're, you know, almost 30 years old and you really are trying to move on and get a real relationship, nobody's messing with you. Nobody wants you. Nobody cares about you like that. You're a jump-off. You're a woman of the night. You're just an object. And the men who really want something substantial and something real don't care about you. And so she either has two choices: dig her heels in and keep going with this sexual perverseness and sexual depravity, or realize she needs to make a complete 180 and go away and go figure out, you know, go find Jesus. She needs to go get herself saved again and repent and start over. With my two girls, I understand that the world that we grew up in, that I grew up in, is not the same as the world I'm going to be raising my girls in. It's not. And when I see women like Brittany Renner, and when I see women like Sukiana and Sexy Red, it just wholeheartedly continues to instill in me parenting, because this is the product. These are the products of what you get with no parents, with no father in the home, with no mother in the home, with a mother who had you really young, with a mother who wasn't ready to be a parent herself, or wasn't really committed to the father of her child who had you. It's just like, I can almost guarantee you, Brittany Renner's parents aren't married, Sukiana's parents aren't married, Sexy Red's parents. I can guarantee you that those three women, their parents were not married. There was no structure in the home. I can just almost, I'd guarantee it. It was none, and they're just left to do whatever they want and raise themselves. And this is what you get. Like, this just perverse, disgusting, bottom of the barrel, just trash that these women are being put on pedestals and being told, this is feminism, this is sexual liberation, this is entertainment, this is what you should be wanting your children to want to be like. And it's really sad. It's really sad. And you want better for your children. You're supposed to. Any good parent is supposed to want better for their children. And this just looks horrific, what these women are portraying to the world. It's just absolutely horrible. It's just not what any in my opinion, not what any good parent should be proud of their child. I don't care how much freaking money they're bringing in. Look at the moral decay. Look at the ethical decay. Look at how unhappy and unhinged, and just look how this has all turned out for her. What she really claims to want now that she's an adult and a grown woman and not a kid anymore. She's not, no man wants her. And if it does, it's between the hours of, 2 and 4, and that's it, a.m. And that's not a fun, cute place to be. So no one's probably gonna see this video in terms of it's making rounds, but like truly what this generation is being presented to as entertainment or as role models or as what's being pushed through our ears in terms of music and what's being pushed down our throats in terms of entertainment, it's just not what you want for your kids. Because if these women in real time are showing you what's happening to them, oh my gosh, I'm trying my best to keep my girls as far away from ending up like these women, as far away, as absolutely far away. All right, you guys, this video has lasted long enough. I will see you guys later. If you have not already, subscribe, come back, listen to my opinions, just talking about nothing, just shooting the dirt. All right, guys. Well, have a good weekend. Have a safe Labor Day, and like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.